Hello everyone, welcome back to another election prediction video. This time we have President Joe Biden up against Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis. I haven't done one of these videos of these matchup in like about 2 months or so, I think. So it's time we update this DeSantis v. Biden matchup. It's quite unlikely at this point. DeSantis is only at like 13% in the GOP primary polls. He used to be neck and neck with Trump, like last year, but again, he just completely fell apart. He just shifted way too right wing in the primary and just lost a lot of his voters to Donald Trump, who isn't as right wing as DeSantis. So let's get right into this. So the first few states I have Colorado, it's probably a safe blue state, it's just trending more and more Democratic every year. Iowa, actually, I think DeSantis is that weak of a candidate that he can't even win Iowa by a safe Republican margin. He would only win it by a likely Republican margin or so. Florida, it's DeSantis' home state. I still think he would do quite well here, even though he would definitely underperform Trump in the national election. I think he just does about the same as Trump or slightly better. Or I'd just say slightly better than Trump in the state of Florida. He probably wins it by 8.5%. Doing about 0.5% better than Trump here, just because of home state advantage, and he's the governor. In Texas, and well, let's see about Texas. I think he'll definitely underperform Trump in Texas with independent voters. Again, he's just done a lot to enrage minority voters. I could see just black voters and Latino voters coming heavy against him in Texas. So I only have it as a lean GOP state for DeSantis. He's definitely going to underperform Trump in most of these swing states. Ohio as well, I could see him underperforming Trump by about a point. So I see him only winning Ohio by 8% instead of the Trump's 9% victory. In Maine at large, I think Biden would pretty much easily win this against someone who's so socially conservative. I could even see DeSantis underperforming in Maine second, only winning it by a lean Republican margin. New Hampshire, I also see going against DeSantis as a very socially liberal state, so I just don't see him doing as well here. In New Mexico and Virginia, with Virginia, I'm going to put as a likely blue state, but New Mexico, I'm going to be putting as a safe blue state. I could just see Virginia going down to a 9% victory, while New Mexico just stays pretty much above that 10% threshold, making it a safe blue state. Alaska, I definitely see it as only going as likely GOP. I can see DeSantis losing a lot of moderate voters in this state, definitely probably underperforming Trump at the rurals of this state as well. Okay. Nebraska second, I see this district also going against DeSantis. I just don't see him stopping this Democratic trend going on in this district, just this suburban trend that's just going against Republicans every election. Let's see here. Arizona and Nevada, I just see DeSantis doing worse in both these states. I don't see him doing better with Latino voters at all. Trump actually does quite well with Latino voters compared to DeSantis, and most of the polls, especially the primary polls, it just shows Trump crushing him among Latinos here. So again, he just doesn't have that Trump factor among Latino voters, so I just see Biden just pretty much easily beating DeSantis in both these states. Just especially with independent voters as well. Just DeSantis has just shifted way too right wing on a lot of issues, just losing him out those independents. In North Carolina and Georgia, I see DeSantis probably underperforming Trump. I see a lot of black voters coming out in a protest against DeSantis here, just voting against him. So you could only see him winning North Carolina by a tilt Republican margin. I even see Biden holding on to Georgia, which he used to not be able to do so against DeSantis, but DeSantis is just that weak of a candidate at this point. Minnesota, I also have as a likely blue state. I just don't see DeSantis making enough inroads to make it lean blue. And again, the Rust Belt states here, I see Michigan going as a 4-point victory for Biden, Pennsylvania a 3-point victory, and Wisconsin a 2-point victory. Again, DeSantis isn't as populist as Donald Trump. He won't get those populist voters out in either of these three states, and he'll probably underperform Trump with independent voters in these three states just because of how right-wing he has shifted on the issues, just making him pretty much unelectable against Joe Biden. So DeSantis is pretty much lost any real chance he has at winning just because of what he did in the primary to try to beat Trump. He's just shifted as too right wing of a candidate to win in a national election. Trump's literally the more electable candidate than DeSantis at this point, shockingly, which didn't used to be the case like 6 months ago. DeSantis used to be stronger, but it's definitely has shifted since then quite a bit. But other than that, if you disagree with this video, let me know in the comments below. If you have any video recommendations, ideas, let me know. If you aren't subscribed already, I would highly recommend doing so. I really want to hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of this year. I think it's definitely possible. We're already hit 800 by a pretty quick amount, so I think we could pull it off. But other than that, thank you so much for watching the video, and I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.